With coronavirus cases surging among the unvaccinated in this country, a California restaurant owner decided that he was going to require proof of unvaccination before letting people into his establishment. So already, wait a minute, how do you prove a negative in this case? How do you prove to someone that you're not vaccinated? This doesn't make any sense. This man's brain has to be incredibly smooth. No wrinkles at all. Nonetheless, Chris Cuomo decides for some reason to bring him on his show to ask him about this. And, well, it went about as well as you could imagine.
You really don't want people to not get vaccinated so they can come to your restaurant?
That's a good question. You're a smart guy. It's an IQ test. And like I say to people when they ask me, if they're so blinded with their rage and their hate, I tell them, you know what, if you still don't understand it, maybe we should put up a sign up that says you're too stupid to come into the restaurant.
So you haven't been vaccinated, nobody in your family's been vaccinated?
If I answer that, are you going to answer that when I ask you?
Yeah, sure. Ask me whatever you want. Now answer my question.
I'm not vaccinated. Are you?
I am.
No. Is your family vaccinated?
Yes.
See, what you're not getting, you're failing the IQ test. What you're not getting, which I expected, what you're not getting is that this is not an anti-vaccine stand. It's a pro-freedom stand. That's what you're not getting.
I was hoping it was a little bit of a stunt.
Oh.
You have the freedom not to take the vaccine.
Well,
I just don't know why you think it's a good move.
Maybe we should ask your brother about protecting people, right?
Hey, look, that's his job, and if he doesn't do it well, people won't vote for him.
That's a whole new can of worms.
But no, look, Tony, I don't know if you know me too well. I don't shy away from much.
My stand is not a political stand. You're not going to drag me down the hole talking about the science. This is not about whether I'm pro-vaccine or not. I'm pro-freedom, anti-tyranny, okay? And, maybe the conversation should really be between me and your brother. That's what I'm thinking.
Maybe so. You're pro-freedom, but people can't wear masks. Tony, it doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. I gave you a chance to make the case. I wish you well. I hope your family stays safe.
I made my case. You didn't have much to say.
I mean, so honestly, you sound like an idiot, so there's not much to say. But, Tony, good luck with it. See you.
And so do you.
Yeah. Only for having you on the show.
Wow. Oh, boy. Ooh. Smooth as silk. No folds anywhere in that brain. Wow. Okay. Much brain. Wow. Okay. But Jeff, you don't understand. This is an IQ test. You know what? In a way, it actually kind of is. If you're eating there, chances are your IQ might be a little low. Hey, but don't worry. Maybe COVID will end up solving that problem for some of those people. But seriously, though, I don't want anybody to get sick. I don't want anybody to die. You all know that. But this whole thing is an exercise in just being a complete contrarian douche. That's what it is. No, you don't understand. It's a pro-freedom argument. Okay, but you're telling people that they can't get vaccinated and wear a mask in your restaurant. You're telling people, no. I want only unvaccinated people in my restaurant. I want to create a petri dish. And they think that this is some sort of reverse discrimination point that they're trying to make by saying, you can't discriminate against the unvaxxed because I'm discriminating against the vaxxed, and you don't get it because I have such a big giant brain. No, you're stupid. And it's a stupid argument. The whole point of vaccines, obviously, and masks is to not get people sick. Instead, this guy decides that he would rather, instead of do that, turn his restaurant into a petri dish. But again, as I mentioned before, it comes down to being a complete and utter contrarian. Okay? We know these kinds of people, the people that, hey, if a lot of people are doing something, well, then it must be bad. If a lot of people like something, if it's popular, well, then it must be bad by virtue of being popular. That's what this really is. This is contrarian. Okay? This is somebody like, I want to be cool. I want to be the rebel, conformity, bad, big government telling me what to do, bad. Oh my God, I'm dying of COVID. Please give me the shot. That's how the story ends. All right? And look, sometimes there are situations where a lot of people do something dumb. Okay, you should not join those people when they do dumb things. But sometimes a lot of people will do smart things. And you should also do those things, not because other people are doing them, but because they are smart things. See, real brain geniuses, we understand that. Because guess what? We have the power of critical thinking. The reason that people are getting vaccinated is because it works. No doubt about that. Again, COVID-19 has turned into the pandemic of the unvaccinated. They are the ones, unvaccinated people, 99% of them, right, of the people in the hospital for suffering serious COVID-19 complications are the unvaccinated. That's the thing, okay? The level of breakthrough infections is incredibly low. It is in the single digits, all right? Plus, the vaccine protects you from getting seriously ill and ending up in the hospital. Again, now you have mainly people in their 20s, 30s, and 40s ending up in the hospital with serious COVID-19 symptoms. And they'll say the same thing. Well, most of them. Oh my God, I didn't think it was that bad. I didn't think it was a hoax. Or I'm sorry, I didn't think it was real. I thought it was a hoax. Well, you found out the hard way. And now a lot of these people, either have to go on a ventilator or even if they get seriously ill, may end up with long-term COVID-19 symptoms spanning for the rest of their life. Some people have to get on disability. They never get their lung function back. They have permanent neurological damage. And this is what we're trying to warn people against. And the smart people who have decided to take the vaccine, we've looked at the evidence, we have done the critical thinking, and have compared okay, is it better for us to take this vaccine or to risk it and get COVID? What is worse? The side effects from getting the vaccine that not everyone has to deal with, and sometimes people do have, a reaction, or I should say, like the second shot, for example, people get sick for a couple of days, and that can be difficult to do, especially if you can't exactly take a couple of days off from work, which is why we need paid time off and things like that, in order to help those people. But again, the people that are taking the vaccine are making the decision because it ends up being better in the short term and the long term from what we can see. Okay? And so understand that this guy, he's not cool. He's not standing up for freedom. He's being a dipshit and exposing himself and people to a virus which could kill or harm their customers or set their cooks. I mean, imagine the employees that are working there, right? That are having to deal with this, that are going to get COVID and they're going to get sick and they're going to miss time and they're going to miss paychecks and all that stuff. So it's not just, about himself. It's not just about the customers. It's also about the workers that are there too, that are being exposed to this very thing. This is a completely ridiculous point of view. But hey, freedom, I guess.
If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and share with your friends. You can subscribe and help out the channel by becoming a patron. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf, or you can become a channel member as well by hitting the join button below.